We are in double digits. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mallory and I'm so glad that you stopped by to view this video. Whether you are interested in what life is like living overseas in Germany as a military family, or you're just interested in pregnancy updates, you're at the right place. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any more of these pregnancy updates, which I am doing every week, and other videos documenting our life here in Germany. So if I didn't say it before, my name is Mallory. I think I have some pregnancy brain going on. And I am an American military wife living over here with my husband Mark and our dog Zoe. And I'm so excited for this pregnancy update because I am 10 weeks today. And like I said at the beginning, it's double digits. It feels really huge. I am just a few weeks away, like two and a half, which is really exciting. And I can't wait to dive in to this update. Okay, so let's just get started and do our pregnancy statistics as we normally do at the beginning. So my weight today was 117.2 pounds. Now I did take this at about 5 p.m. I kind of forgot to take it at the time I normally do. So I had eaten breakfast, lunch, and several snacks and drunk water. So I don't know how accurate that is. If that is accurate, that means I gained 3 pounds from last week, which I don't know. It's probably more around 116. So just give or take a little bit. But at this point in pregnancy, nearing the end of the first trimester, your weight will start picking up a little bit. That's what my apps are telling me. And then when I measured my belly circumference, the largest part, I was almost 33 and a half inches around. And if you recall last week's video, which you can find in the cards up above if you missed that, I was about 33 inches around. So I am growing, like the uterus is growing, and I am starting to look like I am actually pregnant and then I'm not just like bloated from eating too much. Okay, let's get into the baby development for 10 weeks along. So the baby I'm going with, as you can see on my board here, I'm going with that the baby is the size of a prune. Different apps, I actually found that from a graphic just searching the internet because I don't have kumquats on hand and I didn't want to go to the store just to buy a kumquat. That's what the Ovia app, which is, I feel like I say this every time, that is my favorite pregnancy app, the Ovia app. And that's what the Ovia app is telling me, that the baby is the size of a kumquat, but like who eats kumquats? I don't. So I didn't have a kumquat. Also, the Bump app, which is another app I really like, says that the baby is the size of a strawberry, which I think last week there was one app saying it was the size of a strawberry. Anyway, I do have strawberries, but strawberries really vary in size. But if you want to get more technical, baby is about 1.2 inches long. So the prune I got out of the can was about an inch, give or take. So some other developments, according to my different pregnancy apps, is that little tiny hair is starting to develop on their head and the teeth buds are forming. If the baby is a boy, the testes are starting to produce testosterone, which is really interesting. So, but of course, at this point, we don't know if it's a boy or girl. The organs are fully developed, so that means at this point they just have to grow. Or I guess that's what the app said, fully developed. I guess technically it would be more like everything is in place and then they just have to grow. All right, so let's get into my symptoms. Always the fun part, right? So the good news is that my symptoms have started to let up, or like the uncomfortable symptoms have started to let up this past week. I am not as tired all the time like I was before. I'm able to get a little less than 10 hours of sleep a night and still be pretty functional during the day. I'm not napping every day. There were a few days, like on Tuesday, yesterday, I was very exhausted because the day before that I was at an event on base pretty much all afternoon, and that just totally wiped me out. And then Saturday, I was pretty tired after going to a birthday party. So if I'm out doing things and really exerting myself, the next day I typically have to lay low. But if I really pace myself, I do pretty well. With that being said, I do have more energy. You can probably tell on the video that I do have a little more energy than even last week, and definitely more energy than a few weeks ago. I think week 7 was like my utter exhausted week, and I'm definitely feeling so much better from that week. Something that is kind of new, or that has developed more over this week from last week, is that my sense of smell is so powerful. I can walk into a room and it isn't even registering in my brain what I'm smelling, but I start gagging because there's some kind of smell that is bothering me, whether it's the trash or opening up the refrigerator or the pantry or feeding the dog or picking up dog poop. I mean, all those things can make me gag. And I have been actually gagging more. I know that's kind of gross, but yeah, just my gag reflex is harder to control, and my smell is just so heightened. It's really weird. So to combat that, I ended up getting several candles to put around the house. Now, I haven't really talked much about like my health views and like health worldview on this channel, which I guess at some point as we kind of like develop the channel more, I will. But I'm very conscious of what we bring into our home, like as far as toxins go, trying to buy organic things. And I rid our home of all candles because most candles have you don't want to be burning that in your home if you're concerned about toxins. But I had enough of the gagging, and so I went and bought 3 candles and put them around the house. I was like, I don't care at this point about toxins. I just don't want to be gagging all the time. So I have several candles in the house. It does help. I try to light them in the morning, so then it kind of masks whatever smell has been sitting in the kitchen overnight. And so that does help. So I highly recommend that if you're struggling with a heightened sense of smell, get some candles. Some other physical symptoms I've been having is my neck and my lower back have been hurting. Normally I go to the chiropractor about once a month, and I haven't gone since before I was pregnant. And I think the last time I went was like January or February. So it's been several months, and I normally don't go that long without an adjustment. So I actually am going tomorrow, and that always helps out my back and my neck. Also, TMI, some issues with constipation, but I've found that if I do eat veggies and fruits regularly every day, that really helps cut down on that. And of course, drinking water keeps things moving as well. So let's talk about food, cravings and aversions. The good news is that I can tolerate some meat now. If you have been following my videos, you'll know that I've had a meat aversion. That's been really my biggest and only aversion this pregnancy, like very specific aversion. And I have been able to tolerate some pork and beef. Chicken still sounds pretty gross to me, and I haven't tried it recently in the past few weeks, but I did eat a hot dog at that birthday party I talked about, and then I ate a bratwurst and some beef in like an Asian dish and a bacon, lettuce, tomato, avocado sandwich, which that was a craving that I was having. I was like, I need a BLT sandwich with like mayo and just like toasted gluten-free bread. And I finally had it yesterday and it was so delicious. So beef and pork, those are good in my book now. I am still eating a lot of carbs, which, you know, kind of makes sense because your body is in overdrive. You're trying to fuel your body and your brain, and you need that glucose, those carbs. Of course, I try to eat healthier carbs, like lots of fruit, nectarines, peaches, strawberries, blueberries, apple. I've been eating a lot of apples with peanut butter, and you know, that's a good snack because you're getting a little bit of protein and fat along with the carb and fiber from the apple. So yeah, fruit has really been a go-to if I just need something to munch on. I am eating more frequently, like still eating the frequent smaller meals, but my appetite has gotten bigger, so I'm able to eat more at one sitting without feeling sick or uncomfortable. I still feel more uncomfortable near the end of the day, just very bloated and all that, which, you know, that's normal. But still in the morning, my stomach does look bloated already, so I don't think that it's totally bloat anymore. I think it's starting to finally become a baby bump. So that will just progress over the next few weeks. And yeah, just actually starting to look pregnant is exciting. Oh, another symptom that I forgot is that I've started having some headaches, or I had maybe like 3 headaches this past week. I'm not prone to headaches, but they weren't debilitating, but they were annoying. And I used an essential oil roller blend, and I don't have it on me right now, but I can insert a picture for you guys or put it in the description box. It's actually made for kids, so it's very gentle, and I feel it's safe in pregnancy. Of course, disclaimer, always ask your doctor about any type of supplement or essential oil before you use it. Okay, and our last category, something new that happened this week. And that is something that actually happened today. So I'm filming this on the day I turned 10 weeks. And I was able to find our baby's heartbeat at home with our fetal Doppler. And that was so, so exciting. So I think last week I mentioned that on the day I turned 9 weeks, I tried finding it for the first time and I couldn't find it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It didn't worry me at all. And I thought I'll just try again in a week when I turn 10 weeks. And in the meantime, I looked up some YouTube videos on techniques on how to really use a home Doppler, because before I was just kind of like moving it around, and I guess I didn't really know what I was doing. So I looked at these videos and I was like, okay, I'm going to try those techniques. And so this Doppler, well, I don't know if it came with this, but it was a gift from my mother-in-law. And then you want to use electrode gel. So this is the kind that I've used. And so you put the electrode gel on your the place that picks up the heartbeat, whatever you call that. Different Dopplers will look different. Some have a totally separate like wand that comes out from the Doppler. But anyway, so you put it on the end that you're going to be putting on your stomach. And so I just moved it around very slowly. That's what the video said to do. Probably took me like 1 or 2 minutes of searching around, just very, very slowly. And all of a sudden I picked it up. It was right like underneath my belly button, pretty much right in the middle of my stomach. And it was so cool. It was very clear that it was the baby's heartbeat and not mine because it was very fast. I don't know how accurate the number is. This is the type I have. It's called Up and Raise, or that's the brand. And as you can see, this cord attaches, and this is where you put this on your stomach, and then when you turn it on, I guess I'll turn it on for you guys. So you can kind of see it like has a number up there. Obviously, I'm not even putting it on anything, and it's saying 136. But then it connects to this base, so you can store it like this, which is kind of nice. And then the speaker is in this green thing. So regardless of whether the number was accurate, the heart rate sounded like it was a good, healthy heart rate. Okay, I think that's it. That's all for my notes this week. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Also, I want to point out to you guys, if you haven't noticed, hopefully it's obvious, but the video and audio quality has gone up a bit because I got a new camera, and that's also why I have a little bit of a different setup. Anyway, I really like this camera, and so I will be using this from now on for all my vlogs and all of my pregnancy updates. So just to let you guys know, and I will link the camera in the description box in case anyone is like interested in what I'm using. And I'm also using an external Rode mic. So yeah, if any of you are YouTubers out there or wanting to get into YouTube, I will link the camera that I'm using. It's really great, and I think it's pretty reasonably priced. Okay, so that ends our 10-week pregnancy update. So make sure to hit the red subscribe button. I would love it if you joined our tribe here on YouTube. Also, if you want to see more daily updates, you can go follow me on Instagram. I'll have it linked in the description box, but if you search Warrior Life Wellness, I'll put it on the screen too on Instagram, then you can find me there. I do stories every day about just life in Germany, how I'm doing in the pregnancy. So if you want to see the nitty-gritty of life over here, then come follow me on Instagram. All right, you guys, I will talk to you in my next pregnancy update. Bye.